Hello everyone, welcome to Full Moon Movies. There are films that rattle you because of what they say, and then there are films like The Insider, which shake you because of how they really feel. Directed by Michael Mann, The Insider takes us into the quiet war between corporate power and personal truth. And it does so without shouting. Instead, it leans in close, letting the tension of each word, each glance weigh heavier than the gunshots. It's a film built on restraint, but beneath that is a fury that burns all the way through. Russell Crowe plays Jeffrey Wigand, a man whose life crumbles because he decides to tell the truth. A former scientist at a tobacco company, Wigand is coaxed into going public with the knowledge that cigarettes were being chemically enhanced for addiction. He doesn't see himself as a hero, in fact, he's reluctant, private, and emotionally withdrawn. Crowe disappears into his role. He plays Wigand as a man burdened by moral code he didn't ask for. Now, he's not brave in the usual Hollywood sense. He's scared, angry, exhausted, but he does it anyway. That's real courage. That's what makes his arc so affecting. Opposite him is Al Pacino plays Lowell Bergman, a producer of 60 Minutes who becomes Wigand's unlikely ally. Pacino brings his sharp edge, but here's it's softened by something more grounded, conviction. He's not just a journalist chasing a story, but he's a man who believes in the system, and watching that belief tested is where the film finds its power. Bergman is used to playing the game, navigating networks and legal teams, but when the system betrays the truth, he is left with a choice: protect his job or protect the man who trusted him. The relationship between Wigand and Bergman is the heart of the film. It's not built on sentimentality but on shared struggle. You watch them shift from strangers to allies, then to reluctant friends, and through it all, the stakes keeps rising. There's no car chase, no gunfight, just two men trying to hold the line against a billion-dollar industry and a media machine that suddenly grows cold. Michael Mann's direction is precise and emotionally tight. He lets the silences do the talking. The scenes are framed with sharp architecture, offices, hotel rooms, courtrooms, all built to look sterile and imposing. Wigand, often shown in tight spaces or framed by reflective glass, seems like a man trapped in his own story. The cinematography by Dante Spinotti is elegant and cold, filled with wide shots that isolate the characters even when they are surrounded by people. It's not flashy, but it's deeply psychological. You feel the tension before a world is set. The art design and soundscape lean heavily on the quiet weight of the interiors, from the brown wood panel walls of CBS to the sterile hallways of the corporate law firms. The film never lets you forget that this is a world designed to intimidate. And then there's the music, understated, mostly atmospheric. It carries a low hum of dread and tension that fits the psychological tone perfectly. There's no big dramatic swell here, just subtle pulses keeping your nerves alert. The film was nominated for 7 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, Best Actor for Crowe, Best Director for Mann, and Best Cinematography. Yet despite the critical acclaim, it only earned about 60 million worldwide against a 68 million budget. A box office disappointment perhaps, but like many of Mann's films, it's legacy, which has outgrown its numbers. Now, this wasn't a movie meant to entertain in the traditional sense. It was meant to challenge, to dig deep, and to make you sit in the discomfort of a truth that too many people prefer to ignore. A common critique of The Insider is its pacing. It's long, dialogue heavy, and emotionally restrained. For some, it feels slow, but for those who let it unfold, it becomes something else entirely. A masterclass in tension without theatrics. A story about how the world really works, told with clarity and moral weight. And what makes it all the more haunting is how relevant it still feels today. In an age where truth often feels like a negotiation, where media giants and corporations cross paths in uncomfortable ways, The Insider becomes more than just a biopic. It's a reminder that telling the truth still costs something, that the people who protect it often pays a private price. In the end, The Insider isn't just about whistleblowing, it's about sacrifice, dignity, and the quiet bravery of staying the course when the world tells you to shut up. It's about two men, one with everything to lose and one with just enough power to make a difference. And altogether, they fight not to win, but simply to be heard. And in this kind of story, there's more than enough. Thanks for watching Full Moon Movies. Now, if you have seen The Insider, I'd love to hear which part struck you most, the performances, the ethical questions, or the haunting calmness of its truth. And if you haven't yet, this one deserves a place in your library, not because it's flashy, but because it still matters. Now, this movie is a must watch.